we could always place it.
Ooh, you're live.
We're live.
We're
So,
live.
yes, welcome everyone to Outside of the Box, where we're going to be giving some ideas about cremation graveside services and just some things we've seen over the years. So, as you see in the corner here, this is sort of a typical display. A lot of the municipal cemeteries, they have a little trap door so that if you have an urn that you'd like to place in the ground, it's a matter of removing the trap door and you're able to do that, but it also conceals some of the earth that would otherwise be very visible. So this is kind of how, like I say, the municipal cemeteries would do their setups. But we have lots of tips for what to do when you're inviting your family out, because when you bring everyone out to an outdoor event, you never really can know what to expect. So it's good to prepare for everything. Is that safe to say there, Brian?
Oh, completely. It could be rain, sunshine, it could be snow. You just have to prepare and bring everything with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've seen it all. So we have a couple pictures of some setup we've done. This is one we've done recently here. So when you have a graveside setup, especially in the summer, it's advisable to bring a tent. And so we have some industrial style tents that we bring, so that way the wind's not going to be blowing it down through the cemetery, but it's good for rain, but also it's good for sun, because a lot of times at the cemetery, there'll be a number of seniors there that will need a little shade, and you never know who to expect. Also, we find that there'll be a number of people who are looking for a place to sit, because if people are standing for prolonged periods of time in the hot sun, that's never a good thing either. So bringing some chairs and a tent is always an advisable suggestion.
Cooler with water, ice water too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always helpful, especially in the July heat or June heat.
But even tissues, things like that, it's a funeral, so people do tear up a little bit. So just being able to give them something to make it a little bit easier for the day. Water, Kleenex, things like that do help.
You don't want to be looking for a Kleenex out at the cemetery if you don't have one, that's for sure. Another thing we usually will bring too, and we'll kind of showcase this here, we usually will bring a lectern, and then there'll be you'll see there's a microphone stand and a speaker in the background. So one thing we like to bring is a high quality, high powered Bluetooth speaker with a Bluetooth microphone option and an MP3 to play music and also to amplify those who are speaking. We find more often than not, families will have a special song they want to play, and sometimes if they're arranging a private burial, they may bring a small MP3 player that inevitably doesn't pair with the phone, and it's always an awkward struggle, and then someone's phone rings and throws the song off, and it's a whole thing. So we've invested in some high quality speakers with that they really pump out the volume too. So if we have the right song, like very recently, I think you just played Pretty Woman at the cemetery. Is that safe to say, Brian?
Just today, it wasn't written down anywhere, but they made a mention of, hey, my grandmother danced this song while baking. So we thought to play it, and it worked perfectly.
Nice. But then they did play Pretty Woman after, right? I'm not lying.
No, you're not lying. They played Pretty Woman.
What I find too, it sets the ambiance when people come. If we have something in the background, it just kind of sets the tone for the day as opposed to just silence, right? So
exactly.
Even simple piano music or anything, it really does help.
Anything.
Recently too, we were requested to play Scotland the Brave on the bagpipes through the speaker. So that was an impromptu way to do that, and it's always a touching send off. If people are placing an urn in the ground and they're listening to Scotland the Brave, it just sets the tone again, right?
Yep, for sure.
So.
But you're speaking of having a mic as well, that sometimes people are a little bit quiet when speaking, especially any ministers coming out. You just don't know if there's wind or anything that can take effect on them. So having an extra microphone out there just really does help amplify everything.
Yes.
Everybody can hear.
especially when you sometimes people have a graveside thinking things will be small, and then you have 150 people outdoors. So just having that amplification really helps that along for sure.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
100% for sure.
And our system is great that the mic comes with it, so it's all attached, and you know that you have it if you have to have it, if you have to use it. It's there for you.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate just in how technology has changed, because now we have a number of these, a couple different speakers. I know one I was testing out at a store, and the salesperson turned it on, and it basically filled the entire store with sound. So it's and people and sometimes the volume is important. So if you're at the cemetery and the song that they love just comes on and comes on loud, and you're an outdoor venue, people are impressed by that, and it
Yep.
really adds the emotion of the event for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Music is a calming effect.
Yes. Nice. Well, thanks, guys, and thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you watching. We just have lots of thoughts lately that we want to kind of showcase. So thanks so much.